Welcome back guys. So Baldur's Gate 3 has received a major update just 3 days after Valentine's Day in the form of patch 6. It includes performance improvement fixes. In this video I'll be testing the game's performance in the lower city area 3rd act on my ROG Ally and Steam Deck. On PC the patch's size is around 19 GB. As always the patch notes exceed Steam's character limit. If you want to read the complete patch notes just go to Larian's website. I'll give its link in the description of this video. This patch is actually full of quality of life improvements, general fixes and a little bit of romance. Valentine's Day special patch. All characters now have unique kisses that reflect their personality. Kisses have also been improved for shorter and taller body types. First I'll run the game on my Steam Deck running on SteamOS. I'm using Proton hotfix as the compatibility layer. Start the game. I've set the UMA buffer size to 4 GB using Cryoutility tools recommended settings. Performance tab, overlay level set to 2. I'll just set it to 4. Show you all of the metrics. 3rd act is limited by the CPU performance. I've set the frame limit to 30 FPS. And that's it. 720p resolution. I have the LCD variant of Steam Deck, refresh rate capped at 60 Hz. FSR 2.2 set to performance. Using the low preset, everything set to low. That's it. Start the game. It's really good to see that this game is still receiving updates from its developers. Larian has already made a ton of money from this game. If they wanted, they could have abandoned it, start working on some other project. There's my team playing as Karlak. CPU thread is getting maxed out. CPU is the limiting factor in this game on Steam Deck. Getting around 30 FPS. Expect some FPS drops. Exploring the area on foot. Hitch. I'll enter this tavern. So many non-playable characters here. FPS drop down to around 24. For a more stable experience, I would recommend capping the FPS at 24 in the 3rd act on Steam Deck. 23 to 30 FPS here. CPU temperature is around 81 degrees Celsius. Total power draw is around 24 watts. Third act is still very demanding. Steam Deck is struggling to maintain a stable 30 FPS. When I get to that house, it's going to trigger an explosion. Keep an eye on the FPS counter. FPS is going to tank. Here you go. 14 FPS. Waiting for the FPS to stabilize. Even on my desktop PC that has a Ryzen 3700X processor, this explosion causes the FPS to drop down to around 30. It then jumps back up to 60. (23 to 30 FPS on Steam Deck with this new patch. Now I'll backtrack. Expecting FPS drops. Yeah, 25 FPS. Zoomed out view. 21 to 25 FPS. It's not the ideal performance on Steam Deck. Now I'll be testing the game on my ROG Ally Z1E Extreme processor. For this game I've set the UMA buffer size to 6 GB. My Ally is running on BIOS version 336. I've installed the latest stable GPU drive from AMD that enables AFMF. Command center setting. I'll run the game using the 30 watts manual profile. All 3 power values are set at 30 watts. RSR disable. 720p resolution. CPU boost disable. Connected my Xbox controller to Ally via Bluetooth mode. We'll be running the DirectX 11 version of the game. DirectX 11 selected. Using a custom afterburner overlay to show you the performance metrics, Adrenalin settings. Not using AFMF. Anti-lag setting enabled, FreeSync enabled, FreeSync enabled as well. 720p resolution, refresh rate set to 120Hz, in-game VSync disabled. I'll enable FSR 2.2 using its ultra quality preset. Low settings. Load the same sequence. Game load up, same sequence. Here we're getting around 43 to 50 FPS, that's really good to see. Explore the area. Game is consuming almost 5.7 GB of VRAM. Here FPS dropped down to around 32. Back up to 40. Very variable. In the tavern. FPS is still above 30, that's really good to see. Drunkard. So far so good. Let's keep going. Wait for the FPS to tank. Approaching that house. There you go. FPS dropped down to around 8. Back up to 30. Poor performance lasted for around 2 seconds. It happens even on desktop PC. Not sure when Larian will fix this issue. General performance is decent on Ally. You can definitely play the game. You can see we are not hitting the GB bottleneck. You can even increase some graphical settings. Here FPS dropped down to around 30. I'll go to a more demanding area. VRAM usage is close to 6 GB. Crowd has been gathered here. Yeah, these effects are demanding. 28 to 30 FPS. I'll engage in combat. Attack this guy. Not sure what this thing is. Battle started. Use a range attack. Getting around 40 FPS here.
Need to stay focused.
Good to see temperatures are under control. 60 degrees Celsius, that's nothing. I'll use another range attack. Sacred Flame. Crowd is scared. Battle is going on here. This guy is retaliating. So on Rogue Ally, FPS stayed above 30 for the most part. Can definitely play the game.
Battle favors the fearless.
Not impressed by the game's performance on Steam Deck. Can't recommend the game in this state. So that's it with the video, guys. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.